I trimmed up this piece of plywood so now it fits down in there really well. It's not too tight where we can't get it back out, but it's not too loose where concrete's going to start flowing down into any of the gaps. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start creating our edge form. So I've got some pieces of plywood here that I've ripped down to 2.5 inches. And I've cut them down to the proper length. So what I'm going to do is I need to create this formwork now, very similar to how I did the beams down below. So I'm going to start running some screws through these pieces, and then we're going to put some pieces of plywood to act as strapping that's going to attach it to the column, the beam forms. And as I'm doing this, I'm also making sure if there's any rough imperfections, like on this one here, there's a big knot, I'm making sure that they go on the outside of the form, because if there's any knot holes or any gaps here, concrete can end up getting into it and causing an issue when it comes down to stripping the forms. So I'm just trying to make sure that all the smooth sides are facing in. Okay, so now that that's put together, what we're going to do is something very similar to as what we did on our column and beam forms. So if you guys can see, if you remember, down over here, I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you can see it. See, we've got these little plywood gussets that are going from beam form to column form. This helped keep everything nice and aligned. We're going to do the same exact thing up here. So I'm going to take some scrap pieces of plywood. We're going to make sure our form is lined up nice, and we're going to put screws into both the column form and the edge form. So I'm going to make sure my corners lined up, the outside faces are nice and smooth to one another here. Now I'm just going to go around, I'm going to put a few more of these in to make sure that that edge form is nice and tight. I'll go all the way around the structure because we certainly don't want any concrete to blow out when we're in the middle of a pour. So more gussets, stronger formwork, the better it's going to be. Make sure that we're lining up our edges and that this whole deck is remaining square. Go ahead and put another one here on the end. Because this plywood is so flexible, I'm going to put one here on the end because if we pour this, it can actually push out, which again will make for an unsquare surface, not a square surface. Run the risk of concrete dripping out. Okay, so I'm going to continue putting these gussets in all the way around to get ready for our pour. Once that's done, we'll come back and we'll be ready to pour our concrete deck.